Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is probably going to be the only type of haul video I ever do on the channel because I just don't like to do haul videos. I think they're kind of a little cringe, especially when like they put the price in the thumbnail and oh, this is a blah blah blah, however much money haul video. I'm just doing this video because I'm finding it really difficult to record videos for this channel right now. I'm very swamped for time. And I've been dying to talk about all of these pickups I've made in the past, I don't know, about month and a half or so, and I just haven't had the ability to, but now we're just going to do it all in one video. There's going to be a lot of weird, cool stuff in this video, okay? We got some hard to find Areej Le Dores. We got some crazy Chilean artisanal fragrances. And we have actually an indie brand from the Bronx, New York. So there's some weird stuff in this video, but I love weird stuff when it comes to fragrances. If you enjoy this channel, if you want to keep up to date with everything, guys, hit the sub button, hit the like button, and thank you guys so much for watching, first and foremost. I really do appreciate all of your comments. I try to respond to as many as I possibly can. I really enjoy the community interaction aspect of this particular channel. Everyone is so interested, and I love the questions. So yeah, if you want to know anything about these fragrances that I don't say in the video, perhaps ask in the comment section. The first one, this is the most recent pickup. This is from a brand I've heard a ton about. This is Film Noir by the brand Clandestine Laboratories. Now, this brand is interesting. This is a brand by a guy called Mark Sage, and he has, I believe, a store or something based in New York. I think there's a Bronx-based brand. Their whole sort of motto when you go on the website is fragrances you have to discover, or like underground fragrance. You know, you really have to search to find this brand, and yeah, you really do. Mark Sage is he's a very passionate individual, right? A lot of his fragrances have stories behind them. A lot of the fragrances have images they're supposed to convey. They're very artistic. Film Noir is my favorite from the brand. I have to admit, I don't love Clandestine Laboratories, but this one was an instant love. Film Noir is this incredible lavender, vanilla, smoky, honey sort of thing. And of course, I have limited experience with these fragrances. I'm not going to be spraying all of these on skin. There are, six fragrances we're going to talk about in this video. I did spray this on skin twice. It's just intoxicating. It's a total beast of a fragrance. It's a unique take on lavender vanilla. It's fairly affordable. 50 ml is, I want to say, $130. Obviously, that's still pretty up there, but for the quality, for the passion, for the person behind this brand that you're supporting, I think it's very worth it. Yeah, Film Noir, still getting to know it. Beautiful, beautiful lavender, vanilla, smoky, honeyed fragrance. It doesn't really evoke an image to me, at least not yet. Some people say they get like a gray night in New York, but to me, it's this beautiful, bright, sunny day. I don't know. That's why everything's subjective, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, next up, we have fragrances from a crazy brand. This is the brand of 432. These are Chilean artisanal perfumes made by a man called Joel Martinez. I apologize if I mispronounced your name, but basically Mr. Martinez is a bit of a madman when it comes to fragrances. He takes ingredients local to Chile, I think namely the Patagonia region, and he uses them in perfume. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this crazy little guy here. This is Arrayan Rojo, and the caps are beautiful. They're real wood. I forget what this one is supposed to be for Arrayan Rojo, but I just love it. They're definitely kind of like a Nasamato ripoff, I can't lie, but I'm all for it. So Arrayan Rojo is an insane, just weird, warm, spicy lime fragrance. But it's like no lime you've ever smelled. It's got this red hue with this pulpy, citrusy quality about it, but it's distinctly artisanal smelling. There's a smoky quality. There's a very textured, almost grainy quality to this. It's spicy, it's woody, but the lime note used in here is apparently a type of lime that is native to the region of Chile, and it's incredible. These fragrances are, I believe, very limited production. Who knows if they'll ever be made again? But this has been one of my favorite fragrances to wear in the summer. I've worn this twice so far, and I've really, really enjoyed it. It's right at the top of my list. Another one that I only got to wear once. I have 3 from 432. This is 432. This is Viento Puelche. This is a weird one. So I'm not sure what the name means, but just look at the cap, right? The cap is crazy, and I think it's tepa wood or tepa wood. And tepa or tepa, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, is supposedly one of the main ingredients in Viento Puelche, but it is basically an artisanal take on a marine fragrance. I cannot stand marine fragrances. However, this is the only marine fragrance that I've ever liked. And I've tried them all. I've tried Acqua di Sale, Acqua di Gio, Acqua di Scandala by Parfum d'Empire. I've done a deep dive into marine fragrances. I can't seem to like any of them. So I was very surprised to just find out how much I like this. It has this sort of almost seaweedy, citrusy effervescence to it, but somehow it smells insanely natural. And I think that's because it is. It's an artisanal perfume. It's going to be a completely different take on a marine fragrance. I think a lot of the materials they use in marine fragrances nowadays, like cologne and whatever, I think it has have an aversion to those materials. So an artisanal fragrance doing a marine style is really, really cool. So that's Viento Puelche. Still getting to know it. I would say it's like a citrusy, seaweedy, marine, inflected, incensey, woody fragrance. Kind of crazy. Okay, and last up from 432, this is another crazy one. This is Canelo Negro. And I believe it means black wood. Wow. This is another total, just blew my mind. So, if you're familiar with Amouage Interlude, you'll know that that's quite a resinous, dark, heavy fragrance. That's very smoky, and, it does give off this sort of, at least for me, it gives off almost like a religious inflection, like some sort of building filled with smoke, and there's a ritual going on. Canelo Negro is that, but in the dense jungle. I have never smelled a woody fragrance that smells like this. It has this incredible, almost watery, transparent smokiness, but it's pitch black. That's the weirdest thing. It's pitch black smoky, yet it's airy, and there's some sort of watery edge to this fragrance. It's just very, very hard to put your finger on. It is a total beast. It is so smoky and wispy in particular. Never smelled anything like Canelo Negro. But 432, guys, I mentioned these perfumes are limited. The guy behind the brand, Joel Martinez, apparently he's a fantastic person. I've heard this from multiple people that have met him in real life at Exxons and at other various events. He's very passionate. His perfumes are very high quality. This isn't artisanal perfume that can come off as something like, amateur or, like not well done. This is very well done. They have awesome concepts. And I just think I really like supporting smaller brands like this. I think that guy's awesome. So yeah, he's also a bit of a doozy in interviews apparently. Okay. So last but certainly not least, and perhaps the main event, 2 Areej Le Dores. We have on my in my left hand we have Ottoman Empire 3, which was not easy to find. And in my right hand, we have Mysore Incenza. One of the more recent releases, I believe in 2022. Let's start with Ottoman Empire. So Ottoman Empire 3. Apparently, this was Russian Adam's very first fragrance he ever made. Okay. Now, he keeps making iterations of it because, of course, the materials are limited, and when he gets more, he makes a new batch. So he's made 4 versions of Ottoman Empire. They all use the same formula. This is the 3rd version, okay? So it says, Extrait de Parfum 50 ml 2020. The essence of mysteries, with a heart of extravagant richness, a character of unmatchable diversity, the blissful sensation of narcotic depth, and a soul-healing impact. And this box, I'm not sure if you can tell, is like a suede leather. Areej Le Dore really is impressive with their presentation. And the bottle is even more impressive. Look at this. Just stunning. Stunning, stunning stuff from Russian Adam. The cap is engraved as well and inlaid, so it has the Areej Le Dore logo. You have that, I believe, like Arabic script as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is a no-joke, unapologetic fragrance, guys. This is not to be blind bought. Wow. This symbolizes to me what Areej Le Dore is. This is unapologetic, in your face, artisanal, rare materials, Middle Eastern sort of style. Everything you want from Areej Le Dore is in this fragrance. You have a ton of rose, oud, musk, all sorts of crazy stuff. So, if I were to oversimplify this fragrance, I would call it a rose oud. But that's definitely not doing it justice, because this stuff, number one, is beastly. This stuff is so freaking strong. It's outrageous. So that's the first thing. The second thing, it's just like, it's so hard for me to dissect this fragrance because I have to be honest, my experience with artisanal perfume is definitely not as much as with like niche. Some artisanal perfumes to me can be quite difficult to read because you're smelling ingredients that just simply aren't used very often in niche perfume, right? So you're smelling real rose oil, real deer musk, real oud, different types of crazy oud. So what I get is I get a big, skanky, sort of animalic but slightly woody oud. And after that evaporates, after I'd say about an hour, you're left with this huge rose. I'm talking about huge. Like, the rose in here, I believe there's 4 different types. Yeah, you can tell. Massive rose, but throughout the entire fragrance, you absolutely get this authentic, musky, deer musk texture that is lifting the fragrance and causing it to project just monstrously. Yeah. Incredibly crazy fragrance. I'm still getting to know it, obviously, but that is Areej Le Dore Ottoman Empire 3. I'm so happy to have this. Areej Le Dore fragrances, of course, I had to buy this secondhand, and I don't think I've seen another one up for sale since. So, very lucky to have this particular fragrance. It is definitely going to be a special occasion sort of thing. Okay, now moving on to the last fragrance in this video. We have Areej Le Dore Mysore Incenza. Okay, this is, I believe, a 2022 release, and I'll just show you the box here real quick. I have to give, first off, before I say anything, I have to give the brand of Areej Le Dore major props. Their fragrances are limited. They do not make many fragrances. They're not a brand that pumps out releases. When they do release something, the materials unfortunately limit the amount of bottles they can release. So therefore, once something is sold out, it's extremely unlikely Russian Adam at Areej Le Dore can ever produce it again. So this is actually my second bottle of Mysore Incenza. What happened with the first one that got delivered is it got delivered, I pulled the cap off, and for whatever reason, the atomizer just completely broke. It immediately broke. I didn't even spray it. I contacted their support and I said, hey, I know these are limited fragrances and maybe you can't do anything. but I just got it. It broke immediately. Can you guys help me? Without hesitation, they said, oh, we're so sorry. Immediately replaced the bottle. I sent the old one back to them. They fixed the atomizer on the first bottle and sent me a completely new sealed bottle. And once again, these are not mass produced. So for them to send me a replacement bottle when these fragrances are hard to come by to begin with, I mean, that is just like some real shit right there. That's just total respect to Areej Le Dore. Now, in terms of this presentation, I believe this is like fake leather. It's like a pleather box, but it's extremely nice with the Areej Le Dore thing on there. And then, of course, you can see the bottle here. I will read the blurb, but absolutely beautiful. 10 out of 10 presentation. The blurb for this is Mysore Incenza, released in 2022. This is somehow not sold out, by the way. And caution, guys, I'm about to glaze this. This is insane. Okay, so aged Indian Mysore sandalwood, focused incense composition with an alluring vintage feel, showcasing the most traditional way of perfuming using the smoke of frankincense and sandalwood. Top notes: smoky frankincense. Heart notes: Indian rose, jasmine, and a touch of natural ambergris. Base notes: Mysore sandalwood distilled in the year 2000, amber accord, and natural fossil amber resin. Guys, this is the most incredible sandalwood fragrance I have ever come across. Ever. And I own Chanel Egoiste, Cologne Concentré. I own Nila Vermeer Traillis. I own Chanel Bois d'Azil. This is just a whole different thing. The quality on display here is genuinely astonishing. I can't believe this isn't sold out. So what does this smell like? So upon initial spray, you just get hit with everything. You get the incense, dude, there's spices. The rose is full-bodied in pink, but it's sort of in the background. It's a supporting note. And the real star of the show is the most incredibly smooth, creamy, luxurious Mysore sandalwood. And it plays off that incense. It has sort of a white smoky feel with the creamy sandalwood and the jasmine and rose. It's incredible. The ambergris in this as well. Ambergris lend it a very, very slight, sort of warm, ambery, slightly salty inflection. But again, I think it's more of like a supporting thing for the sandalwood and the incense. It's outstanding. It's absolutely outstanding. If you have never smelled Mysore Incenza and you love sandalwood and you're afraid of artisanal perfume, I just have to say, number one, this is not a challenging fragrance at all. At all. This is an easy Areej Le Dore to love. Number two, if you love sandalwood, I would try to get a sample of this and maybe move a little quicker, because once this is gone, I'm not sure he'll ever make it again. And I love this so much, I'm considering getting a backup. That's how much I love it. And I haven't even worn it yet because this is quite strong. This stuff is very, very potent. I plan on wearing this in the colder months. But the scent profile itself is appropriate for, I would say, any occasion. You just have to be very light on the trigger because, of course, this stuff is incredibly potent. At least that's how I perceive it. So that has been what I've been up to in the fragrance world for the past, I'd say, month and a half. These are the things that I have been into. The purchases really are, almost coming to a complete halt because, honestly, at this point, I kind of have everything. I really do. I'm very, very satisfied. In fact, I've been selling more than I've ever been buying recently. Just constant refining of the collection, constantly trying to make the hard decisions and end up with the collection that I love. You know what I mean? That's the name of the game. So, yeah, I've been really into artisanal, smaller brands, people that are really passionate about perfume, and I really am not tempted to buy any niche fragrances, any hommages recently. I don't want to end this video off on like a depressing note, but I really feel as though a lot of perfume brands nowadays are they're just pumping out releases and they're not really notable, kind of forgettable a lot of the time. An exception would be a brand like Nila Vermeer. They just released Neath, but Nila Vermeer is once again a very passionate person when it comes to perfume. So I think the real stuff, the real shit, if you will, nowadays is going to be from the smaller brands, brands like Dior, even brands like Chanel. It pains me to say, they're kind of just releasing slop. I mean, Bleu de Chanel Les Exclusifs, what the fuck is that, right? Dior releasing Queer Saddle, and releasing, what else did they release? Paradise. I watched Raffi, if you know Raffi Bassclef, he just released a video about it, and he shit on that too, because it's just one of those things where they're charging, what, $500 for a big bottle of it, and it lasts 4 hours, and it's this little fruity thing. This is a little fruity synthetic perfume. It's disappointing and depressing, but you know what? We're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on the positives here, and the positives are certainly very abundant in numbers. So this has been my haul. Hope you guys enjoyed. I probably won't ever do a video like this again. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the sub button, and let me know if you've ever tried any of these perfumes or any of these brands in the comment section. I'm going to see you guys in the next video, hopefully. See you guys then.